Oh, yes. What is up, guys? It's Apollo here, and welcome back to Rome 2. This is a 2 versus 2 siege battle in this awesome settlement. You guys know the settlement. You got the little big open area, goes up to this cool kind of archer position, but it's kind of a dead end for the defenders. You don't want to get troops stuck up here. Anyways, this is going to be a juicy one, so sit back, relax, get some snacks and drinks, and enjoy the show. Anyways, we got some cool factions here. We've got the Seleucids, we have the Carthaginians, they're attacking and defending. We have Massilia and the Egyptians. So this is going to be quite a good fight. A lot of thorax swords, definitely going to see a lot of thorax swords, a lot of mercenaries from Carthage and Egypt. Which, by the way, I think I see some mercenaries over here right now. Look at this. Look at these boys right here. Galatian swordsmen ready to defend the settlement to the last man. Ugh, it makes me proud to be Galatian. Yeah, I just found out I'm actually my ancestry is Galatian. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really know. I don't know how far back, you know, my family go. I mean, it goes far, obviously, everyone's does, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, nice little volley there in charge. We're gonna go ahead and press normal speed as this battle is underway. Also, well, never mind. Just forget it. Forget it. Here comes another charge. And then we got the Galatians countercharging against these Hillmen. I think they're Hillmen. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yep, Hillmen. Hillmen have been spotted. Yeah, they like their hills, and that is why they are the Hillmen. But a great little fight right there, and this is why I love this settlement. It's always, 99% of the time, it's always being fought in this area, and it creates for some interesting gameplay. You know, it's almost like a pitch battle in a siege battle. It's very good fun. And you have another wave of siege towers being pushed up. We got some Libyan infantry, some Carthaginians helping out the Seleucids, some thorax swords. And then over here, you have a huge force of Carthaginians who are holding their position. They're kind of waiting here to push forward. I don't know why. I think now is a good time to push. Maybe they're waiting for their allies to kind of, I don't know, like push more this direction, get a little bit more ground, maybe establish themselves, and then they're going to push forward. That is a possibility, but we'll see how that plays out. And then, of course, there's a huge reserve force. It looks like most of the troops are ready to hold either the outer or middle defense. We do have some troops, pikemen mostly, who are defending the final stand area. Hopefully the attackers conserve their ammo, because they're going to really need it for that late game dealing with those pikemen. But so far, so good. The Galatians are holding here pretty well. But to be fair, they are taking on Hillmen. Not exactly the most elite of units. I do appreciate the fact that the Seleucids did send in the Hillmen to try to deal with these troops. Because, you know, well, because they kind of absorb a lot of ammo. And they're kind of softening up the Galatian swords before the thorax swords join the fight. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. There's a debate about that. You know, let me know down in the comments. Like, what do you think is the best unit type to send first into a wall attack? You know, is it good to send your top tier units to go in first, or the bottom tier units like Hillmen, or maybe your middle tier units like the thorax swordsmen? What is the best unit you think is to you know, to go in first? And it might vary depending on the situation. You know, it might vary on what they've got, what kind of defense they've got. But for me, I usually go for middle to low tier units going in first. Sometimes when you send in low tier units, yes, they can absorb some ammo. But if you're playing against a really good player, they'll hold their ammo. They won't waste it on the cheap troops. And then once your Hillmen go in, I just use Hillmen as a, you know, a low tier unit just for an example. Once your low tier unit goes in, they break within seconds, and that, you know, you establishing a stronghold kind of disappears. And look at the thorax swordsmen. They're pouring in. They're already breaking these Galatian swordsmen. They just went in here and cleared it out. So I think I would favor towards the middle tier unit, middle to high tier, or again, maybe mixing it. Maybe you could throw in a Hillman with a thorax. You know, that way the hillmen can kind of absorb some ammo as your thorax kind of move in and hold the front line. But this is a nice little defense here. This is, or an attack, I should say, from the Carthaginians. I like this Libyan infantry who are doing a good job of trying to break through. And then you have all the Seleucids kind of piling up. It's getting a little messy over here for the Galatian or Egyptian forces, the Galatian swordsmen. It's mostly the Galatians. And here we go. Now the Carthaginians are pushing up their troops. They've got their men scaling the ladders, and they are pouring in. And we've got this little, this little defense here by the thorax swordsmen of Massilia. So they're gonna. This is a great position. It's a tight position. You know, you can hold this for a long time with one unit, and as soon as this unit starts to break or look like they're gonna, shatter and or die, you can just send in another unit to plug the gap, and you'll just continue to hold it. Now, here's the thing, though, with these walls, it's a little trick that people really need to use more often. So whenever you're fighting a unit like this, you see how they're kind of by themselves? There's not really any reinforcements. They just now sent a unit of reinforcements to help out. You can try to tell your men to get on these walls, and they will, and they'll run down the walls, and you can get behind units that way. It's very nice. The defenders need to send another unit to kind of plug that and watch that, which they have. So now that opportunity's kind of gone, but it is an opportunity that I just kind of wanted to mention because some people don't really know about that, or they just didn't really think about it or whatever. So little tricks and tips, from Uncle Apollo helping you out on your siege experience. Anyways, we got some Seleucids still trying to push through, and it looks like the attackers are getting a foothold here. Massilia is sending in, what do they got? They got some thorax swords. They're not really sending them in. They're still kind of fighting here, but this looks like it is over for them, and they realize it. Look, they're evacuating all these archers out of there, which is a great sight because I don't think sending Cretan archers and having them hold up here to the death is a good situation because here's the situation right here. Like I said, this is a dead-end area. There's nowhere to escape except for this ramp, and if you get caught out, it's over. All these units up here are going to die. Now, when you get archers stuck up here, and they still have some archers up here. Massilia has archers. They might want to try to get them out. And you can see Egypt is still pouring in troops, some Galatian swords, trying to just kind of hold back the attackers as much as possible, maybe buy more time for these troops to get out of there. And it looks like they are moving, and I'm really glad they're doing it. Let me get to the point what I was saying earlier. When you have archers kind of stuck up here, right, you might be thinking, well, what I could do is if my archers get stuck here, or maybe I will let them get stuck here because they're going to have a really good vantage point on this area, and they'll just use up all their ammo. And once they do, I'll just have them fight to the death. Well, that is a strategy, and you will get a lot of kills that way, but you got to be careful with exhausting archer ammo very quickly. Just like I said earlier in this battle where, I hope the attackers conserve their ammo for the pikemen at the end of the game. Same thing for the defenders. You want to conserve your ammo as much as possible. Now, of course, you want to find the perfect balance. You don't want to save it so much that where it's the end of the battle, you have all this ammo and not enough time to use all that ammo. So you got to find that balance where you're conserving enough ammo and also, using it. But yeah, I definitely think they should get their archers out of there and play the long game with the archers because really, this defense is good and everything, but they're going to get most of their kills in this area. And having archer support is going to be huge, and you don't want to waste them. You don't want to use them too early, in the fight. And, it's going to be a great counter to the attacking archers. That's basically all defending archers do, right? I mean, they do more. They can kill attacking pikemen, but they're also really in elephants and things like that. But they're also a great counter against other archers. And even if your defending archer is not as good as the attacking archer, you're still causing the attackers to use ammo, to kind of waste ammo, depending on your, point of view, on your archers instead of, high target units like pikemen. So it's very useful. Long story short, make sure you got some archers all throughout the game. All right, okay, moving on. So I also think it is a good idea to send 2 units here. I like holding this area. send 2 units, have some hoplites. I think 2 units of hoplites, that's perfect. And you can kind of hold them here. It's tricky because their flank will be exposed to archer fire. But, you know, I like this area. I think it's a great defensive area. And you should send men here that will basically fight to the death. And you'll have the arrow tower support. And it also prevents them from being able to quickly rush up archers up here and shoot down on you. Because keep in mind, when you lose this position, it's going to give these archers plenty of opportunity, the attacking archers plenty of opportunity to kind of fire down at your defense over here. And it makes this defense in this center area almost impossible, because those archers have a very impressive vantage point that they can hit a lot of things. So it's something you got to look out for. So again, just one more time, I like to hold this with 1, 2, maybe even 3 units, maybe 2 from you, 1 from your allies, something like that. Something tanky, something that will slow down their attack and let the arrow towers here get a bunch of kills, you know, that kind of thing. But they left it undefended. We'll see how that plays out. The attackers are still rolling in here with troops. Look at this. They are unrelenting, moving in the Libyan infantry, going after the thorax swords. It is a juicy, juicy fight. You know, I'm really saddened. I am super saddened about the whole situation with Total War. The siege battles have been very lackluster. You know, it's funny. I used to not really enjoy Rome 2 siege battles. I was such a diehard Medieval 2 fan. But, you know, I still think Medieval 2 siege battles are... Let me put it this way. I think Medieval 2 siege battles are better in terms of sandbox. As in, it gives you more customization. It gives you more, I don't know, like in a sandbox experience where it's kind of more role play. You can have these epic, fun battles. You have these multi-layer medieval siege environments. And Rome 2 is more of like it's more of a balanced esports kind of siege experience. And I say that very loosely, right? It's not a very balanced game. It has lots of bugs, but when you're comparing it to Medieval 2, I think this, and that's why I think people always want to see competitive tournaments with, competitive tournaments with Rome 2. And I get it. I don't think it is an esports game. I'm just saying, compared to Medieval 2, it's more so, I guess is what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. All right, moving on. But yeah, it's fun. I've enjoyed. Anyways, the whole point I was making here is that I wish CA, and I would actually play a new Total War. Of course, you guys know I'm not playing any of the new Total Wars. I made a video about it. Originally, I was like, hey, I'm not going to play any Total Wars. But then I was like, you know what? That's not fair because, one, I enjoy these. I still enjoy these. And as much as I dislike what CA's doing, and again, if you like the new stuff, no harm to you. This is not the point of this little rant here. I'm just simply saying the siege battles have been lackluster. And if they made a new Total War that focused on siege combat a little bit more and made it similar to this, where you had this cool siege environments, I would be on board. I'm not asking for much, and I might break my vow, I guess, and actually play a new Total War if they actually made some good siege combat. Because I live for siege battles. You guys know that. Anyways, let's get back to the battle. I didn't want to make this video a rant. It's not really a rant either. Anyways, we're moving in here. So what do we got? Libyan infantry kind of squaring off with these thorax swords. We've got some artillery coming in from the walls. Very good use of the wall artillery. See it back there? Ooh, it's getting close, though, hitting their own troops. It's way back here. Look at it. It's definitely being controlled by a player as we speak. The rate of fire, the angle. It's kind of a glitch getting the. It's not a super bad glitch, but it's kind of a rough one where you can kind of manipulate the ballista to kind of fire way beyond where it should be able to fire. We got an archer battle here. This is actually a very good archer battle for the defenders. I don't know why the attackers are even trying to fight these archers, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. If you are going to get obliterated by archers, don't fight them. And look they've got the advantage. They've got the high ground. They're firing down. And look they are slaughtering these archers right now. just slaughtering them because they're in such a bad position. So if I was Carthage, I would get out of there. I would wait, you know. I get it, you're afraid of these archers hitting your infantry, but, you know, I feel like if they hit infantry, they won't do as much damage. Especially if they're, you know, targeting a heavily armored unit or they're attacking them head on with their shields. It's, you know, they're not going to kill as many. So that's the thing. You got to find that balance. You got to figure out when to use archers, when not to use archers, that kind of thing. That kind of thing, you know, guys? So thorax swords versus thorax swords. Going at it. And Carthage is pushing hard against Massilia over at this choke point. This is the traditional choke point area. You know, this is usually where the defenders always kind of hold their ground. I feel like I'm moving the camera around too much. I want to sit back and get some cool shots. I think these are the Samnite Warriors. These guys are really, really good. This is a high tier unit. It's not the best infantry in the game, but it's definitely up there for sure. Now, sure enough, look at this. We've got archers in position, and look what happened. Now, these slingers have yet to get any kills, which is curious. Let's see. Did any of these guys get kills? 27, 63. So maybe the archers went up here and got some kills, but look at this. Yep. This is... See, that's what makes this interesting, right? And these hoplites would have been a great last stand unit over here, you know? They could even hold, like, right here. This is a good spot, because you kind of protect the arrow tower, you keep it active. And that's why you want to hold this area. Because the troops who are fighting up here, you know, they can fight for a longer time. Oh, look what's happening. He's doing it. Nice. He's doing the little wall tactic. This is what I was talking about earlier. But yeah, this is what this is what I was saying is like you want to somewhat defend. Nice little flank there. I love it. You want to defend this area somewhat. Just so the archers don't put pressure on you from above. And now you have no choice but to fall back. And this is usually the go-to fallback lanes. This lane here and this lane here. It's only two choke points. It's really tough for the attackers. But, you know, if you want to try to slow them down and make them really struggle to take this area here, you got to hold this spot as long as possible. You got to. You got to. But I think we're about to witness the end of the initial defense of these troops. You know, this is it. You could see that they have completely given up on the outer stand. They've got the last set of troops who are giving the ultimate sacrifice for their nation as they defend what's left of the outer walls. And you can see death is closing in all around them with no escape. Maybe if they surrendered, I don't know. Or just try to brute force run out of there. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And they're just getting slaughtered. So that is the end for them as they serve their nation with honor and dignity. But they're going to... Yeah, that's it. They're going to completely fall back. And I think, guys, we're going to have a little bit of a downtime in the siege battle as both forces prepare for... I wouldn't say this is the last stand, but it's definitely close to the last stand. So we'll see how the defenders play this out and how the attackers attack it. But we will be right back. Well, surprise, surprise. And I'm genuinely surprised. I'm not saying that sarcastically. We've got the pikemen already in the fight from Egypt. This is one unit of pikes here. Thorac pikes. I'm really shocked by that because I thought for sure they were going to hold these pikes in the very back for this position over here. Now, they still have their general pike unit. This is the Hellenic Royal Guard, which is a very good pike unit. But I'm just really shocked because even like cheaper pikes, Thorac pikemen, I mean, they're not exactly cheaper pikes, but you know, pikes like these, I'm surprised they're going to use them so early. And this is going to give an opportunity to let the attacking archers kind of soften them up. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to show you that because, I mean, this technically hasn't started yet. They're kind of doing a little cat and mouse, little, you know, standoff here, kind of, you know, they're trying to take care of the pikemen. I think they use some Libyan infantry to throw some projectiles at them. The pikemen are now down to 136 men. They're still very strong, but they have taken casualties. So there we go. Okay, so it started. Here we go. Infantry v infantry. We got some archers who've used up all their ammo. That's a troubling sight, but hopefully it's just one unit for the Carthaginians. So Carthage is going in hard. Oh, they're backing away. And they've got some fresh units. Look at this. Mercenary noble fighters. Oh, baby, these guys are going to be nasty. No, they're going to be good. They're going to be fresh. Looks like they're all fresh. They're confident. They like how the battle's going so far. And this is a nice push here by these mercenary fighters. For sure. For sure. So they're going to definitely kick some butt here. We might have to see the pikemen get played here and just kind of push in. Since you have them nearby, you might as well push them in. We'll see. But they might focus their fire on these noble fighters because they are very good. But we'll see how this plays out. Let's go to the other side where we have the Seleucids who've sent up some silver shield swordsmen against the thorax swordsmen. Now I love the silver shields. I think they look really cool. They've got a badass name, the Silver Shield Swordsman. The 3 S's, baby. Silver Shield Swordsman. It's just an awesome name. It's an awesome unit. And I remember one time I was streaming and I brought the Silver Shield Swordsman and people were like, oh, the Royal Peltis are better. They're better. It's like, well, yeah, okay. I get it. You know, the Royal Peltis have projectiles, and I think they're a little bit cheaper, if I'm not mistaken, like barely. And they just perform a little bit better. I understand that, but they're not Silver Shield swordsmen. And dang it, guys, when we play this game, sometimes we like to LARP a little bit. Sometimes, you know, if I was general of the Seleucids, I'd make sure I had some silver shields in my army. It's not all about stats and doing whatever, you know, calculating every stat and what's better and what counters that. Come on. There's no fun in that. There's no fun. But seriously, I know I'm joking here, but I'm also somewhat serious. It is fun to go into battles role-playing a bit and not being like, oh, how can I win this battle in every possible way? You know, like sometimes, you know, you want to save a unit that's depleted and they fought really hard. It's like, oh, I got to save this unit. Let's fall them back, you know, send up a fresh unit to support them, you know, that kind of stuff. I love that stuff. And that's the whole point the whole point I played Total War for. But here we go. Now we're seeing some pike action over here from the Seleucids, but they might want to send up maybe another unit of swords. I don't know. I think they're doing fine. They've got enough swords in there. This is pretty big. Oh, yeah. Here comes the archers. This is what I was talking about. This is why you save your archers. Either for enemy archers, enemy pikes, enemy elephants, that kind of stuff. You just want to have archers. They're so good. They're so good. Let's go back over to this side. Let's see how the noble fighters are doing. Oh, now the pikes have been pushed forward into this fight as well. Just like I said, you might have to push them forward, but they are taking many casualties. And the noble swords, very good play by the Carthaginians. The noble swords have pulled out of the fight. I'm so glad to see that. And now the pikemen are down to 45, but as they turn their backs to the enemy, they get shot in the rear, and they are getting chewed up. They're wavering. They're close to breaking, so that's a good sign for the attackers. They're about to deal with a pike unit so early on in this siege battle. That is fantastic. And back over this way, the Seleucids are kicking butt. All right, kicking butt and taking names. Yeah, they're doing a good job. And what they should do is, and this is a tough situation because it's wherever you go, you can get counterflanked. Like if you push here, they could easily come back and attack your side. If you push here to try to support your ally, they could easily come from behind from these directions. So I think at this point, the Seleucids, are they pretty much out of troops? They are. I think the Seleucids should just stop. I don't know. Like, I think, oh, dude, honestly, guys, I think it was a big blunder for the Seleucids to push forward like this, because let me bring up a battle that I tend to bring up 99% of the time. You know the battle of Thermopylae. Okay, so I think the Seleucids had a huge advantage fighting over here because it was such a narrow path and they only had 3 units, but they were 3 very good units and they were butchering these units, you know, because pikes, silver shield swordsmen, yeah, you're gonna lose to that. But as they push up, they've weakened their forces. They need more numbers, which they just don't have. And thankfully, he is getting his pikemen out of there. He realizes, hey, these are silver shield pikemen. These are no pushovers. And to lose them early like that would be a disaster. So thankfully, he is falling back. And that's going to save a lot of... Well, it's going to save potentially a lot of lives. It's going to give them a better chance of winning this one. So let's go back over here to now. I think the nobles have been... Yeah, the nobles have been sent back into the fight. Very gloriously. Now that the pikemen are gone for the Egyptians, they're going back into this struggle. These manly men are just fighting covered in blood. All right. Anyways, sometimes, you know, sometimes I like to say really weird stuff. You guys know that. I like to say really weird stuff and seeing if you guys are paying attention. And it makes my day when someone's like, oh, what the hell was this at, you know, 12:57? What did you say there? That was weird. It's like, yes, you got it. You are paying attention. Fantastic. All right, so yeah, they've cleared out that force. Like I said, these noble fighters. Oh, he's got Samnite warriors in the mix as well. It's going to be a tough force, and that's why the balance of power is in favor of the attackers. They've got some really good units. Let's also not forget that they've captured this gate, and they do have a cav force. This is a solid cav force. So I like what he's doing with the cav. He's being patient. He's waiting for an opportunity. Maybe they won't pay attention to an open flank, and they can kind of storm in and get some hammer and anvil. Who knows? Now, you know, there might be a time where the defenders are falling back, like a mass fallback, and you can send in the cav and run down some retreating troops. You just got to be patient and wait for the perfect opportunity. I really don't see I don't see the defenders winning this, and I don't mean the battle overall. I mean this area, because these units are just superior over what I see over here from the defenders. These axemen, they're decent, but they're not going to beat the Libyan infantry. They're not going to beat the noble fighters and African pikemen and all that. So, oh, well, actually, I guess I have to eat my own words here. No, noble fighters, I mean, I assume they've... Oh, I wanted to see how many kills they got. Oh, here we go. Cav going in. They see an opportunity. And they are going to get a nice charge off on some Javies there. These are light peltas, actually. I guess they're going to use this cav to try to disrupt their formation. You can see infantry is pouring in to counter that cav charge. So it's not really going to lead to much. I do like the aggressive play, but I don't know if I would have done that. But who knows? That's why no one will know my name. There you go. But yeah, no, I think he needs to hold back the cav, especially at this point. It's the surprise is gone. The infantry's pouring in. They are breaking the Gaelic hunters. So, and look at the pikes moving in. This is pretty nice. Okay, you know, I'm gonna give them some props here. With the cav disrupting and causing chaos, the pikes are moving up and just slaughtering these axemen. So props to them. And now we have, oh wow, okay. They're going all in. They are going all in. So they're going to hold this position, I assume, to the bitter end. Okay, now I think if you are Carthage, you've got some units to spare. Maybe send some Samnite warriors. Trying to look around here. I want to say send 2 units, but maybe they don't have any units. Yeah, let's send the Libyan and the Samnite warriors over to this side. I think they do need to put pressure on this side, because all that's holding here are hoplites. Hoplites can hold for a while, but they're not killing machines. All right, now oh, this is a brutal fight. Look at this. Look at the chaos. I love when pikes enter the battle. It just looks so good. Okay, what is even happening here? What are these? What? Oh no! No! The silver shields completely glitched out. I don't know. Either they're glitched out, but still, like, if you see your pikemen glitch, get them out of there. Oh no, pikeman dead with only 77 kills. That is a catastrophic, whatever, disaster for the attackers. Oh, what? Where did the pikes go? Why did you take the... Oh, they're disengaging. Yeah, they don't like these pikes. This is the general. Shoot them with arrows. You got any ammo? Please tell me you have ammo. Yes. They've got these slingers. I don't know how much of an angle they have on them, but they are going to try to weaken them. And you can see they got a couple kills, not really. Still have 152. Okay, they're trickling down. So they got maybe 10 kills from that fallback. You know, putting the Royal Guard in a bad situation. All right, it's time to send up more. I like it. This is a solid fight here. Uh-oh, look at this. Now this could be game-changing, guys. This, guys, might be what we call an epic gamer move. Just kidding, they're falling back. Good eye from the Carthaginian general and the Seleucid general, kind of moving up and protecting the vulnerable archers. That's very good on their play. Good map awareness. So we got some Libyan infantry in reserve. I would just send them in at this point. This infantry needs some help. Maybe even try to sneak them over here. You know, like call them up over here and kind of push on the backside of the main line. But this is just pure chaos, guys. This is pure ancient warfare. You've got your swords, shields, arrows flying overhead. It's juicy, guys. It makes me thirsty. Wow. We'll see if they can break them down. Alright, so the Peltis are up here. They still have some ammo, it looks like. I don't know. They're not really throwing. Maybe he's holding on to his ammo. What's going on here? A lot of movement going on here. A lot of movement. Ooh, they are going to fall back. Oh, they're calling it, guys. Okay, this is last stand moment right here. Oh, Egypt. Ooh. Oh, why? He should have went in. He could have killed that royal guard out of position. Look, the general's like, what are you doing? We have to stop them. Don't let them get in a better position. So the general charges in with the Galatian royal guard. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looked like they had an opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you see a massed force falling back, you definitely want to try to get as many units that are trying to fall back stuck in combat, because they won't be able to fall back. You'll be able to get them out of position and surround them much easier than fighting them at a very narrow choke point like over here. So let's do some fast forwarding. I don't think I'm gonna edit anything here, like edit anything out. This is just the typical phases of siege battles. Oh, here we go. They're actually pushing out. Here we go. Amazing. Galatian Royal Guard. Why is he being so aggressive with these guys? They're going to get surrounded. Oh, I see. He's pushing a pikeman. This is a very aggressive defense here. And then we have the Seleucids pushing up. This is very, very good to see. We have the Silver Shield pikemen, and we have the Silver Shield swordsmen moving together as one. I think the swordsman is a general unit, so that's pretty awesome. This is a problem, guys. Ooh, look at this. The Peltas still have ammo. This is where they can rack up a lot of kills. Oh, this is a problem for the defenders. They might need more skirmishers here. Swordsman still at 160. The pikemen are 147. They're losing some troops, but they've got the silver shield swordsman kind of helping them. Let's go back over to this side. Oh yeah, a good fight, a great fight. Again, pikes are being a major problem. Oh, well, the general kind of got behind the lines there a little bit. Yeah, but pikes are being a major problem. Now, keep in mind, they do have pikes over here, but this general is down to 106 men. He's losing men quickly. I think the African pikemen, see, let's look at their stats here. Let's see. I guess the Yeah, I think the Royal Guard are better than the African pikemen. But still, I think there's 2 units of African pike. No, there's just 1. Oh, I don't know. The attackers are going all in here, guys. The pikemen helping them out. These hoplites are losing decisively. The arrow tower is going to be a pain. The peltists are out of ammo, so they don't have to worry about that. And you can see Carthage is desperately, Carthage and the Seleucids with their cav, desperately trying to break through this flank so they can get behind those Royal Guard pikemen who are just racking up kills. It's quite the sight, guys. It's quite the sight. All right. Yeah. Let's see. What are they at now? Ooh. Wait. No, those are... Okay. They're at 80 men. I was looking at the Sam Knight Warriors. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I'd say that's fair. They are breaking through. They are breaking through, guys. There they go. So that cav... It's not going to do much here because it's getting surrounded, but it's keeping the defenders busy in the back lines. Oh my god. Oh my god, can the attackers win this one? You know, I usually root for the attackers because there's always that one guy that's like, defenders always win. The defenders always win in these battles. It's like, no, they don't, alright? You probably just had unlucky, you know, if you watched a couple videos, maybe all the defenders won in those videos, but attackers win all the time, all right? I don't want to hear it. Because it's so funny, like, I used to have a saying, I even made a t-shirt out of it, because I was just kind of making fun of the, you know, the people who are like, defenders always, or it was defenders never win. That was the saying. Oh! Was that? Oh, yeah. Massilia sending in some random cav. But the saying was defenders never win. And now it's defenders always win. So, it's funny. If you guys remember defenders never win, you are a long time fan. That was a long time ago. It's crazy how fast time goes by. It's crazy. It makes me sad. It makes me sad. I can't believe it. Like, I know I'm getting a little off topic here in the heat of the battle, but kind of the climax of the battle. But I can't believe I've been doing YouTube for almost 10 years. It's insane. And well, I shouldn't say almost 10 years. I started in 2013. And when I did start, I was very on and off. I wasn't super consistent until like 2015. So I guess you could say I've been doing this for like 6 years for a solid time. But it'll be... 2023 will be the 10-year anniversary of my channel, like of my first video, that kind of thing. Which, you know, I don't know, it feels longer now that I think about it. It feels like I've been doing this for like 20 years. But I read somewhere that most YouTube channels have the life expectancy of 6 years. I was like, well, that's crazy. And but hey, I'm still going strong. It's been about 6-7 years, maybe 8 years, depending on, you know, what you count as me doing YouTube, you know, because like I said early on, it was very on-off. I didn't take it as seriously. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And yeah, the Carthaginians, no surprise here, have broken through and are cleaning up what's left. So now is the time for them to gather all of their forces, as many troops as possible, drop the pikes, get these men out of here, and reform. I'd say at the very top of the hill is probably for the best. I don't know. I mean, at this point, just gather all troops you have and try to hold as long as possible. Try to hold, men, hold. These pikemen are going to be a problem. And, you know, being realistic here, unless the attackers do something really stupid, like, I don't know, send their pikemen to be able to be flanked, and surrounded and killed, I just don't see the defenders winning this one. I don't see it. I don't see it. Because they're going to have to deal with the pikemen. There's a huge force, relatively speaking, for the Carthaginians. They're capturing the gates over here. Yeah, I think they got this on lockdown. We'll see. We're watching an epic struggle, that's for sure. an epic struggle. You know, I hope I reach 1 million one day. Now, I don't really care too much about milestones and stuff. I've never really been about that. I've made milestone videos, but, you know, I was never like, oh, I gotta hit this milestone. You know, oh, I gotta, you know, at this time, I gotta hit this milestone. And, you know, and because if I don't, I'm a loser or something, you know. I do hope, though, I am excited for the 1 million. I hope I'm able to get there. You know, it feels still very far away. I'm not growing as quick as I used to be growing, and that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. You know, there are things I could do to improve my growth, but, you know, at the same time, I kind of like to do what I want to do. That's always been my go-to. You know, I've always just, like, I keep my head down. And I just do me. And that whole phrase sounds really inappropriate, but you get what I'm saying. I kind of like you know, like when horses, they have the, what do you call them? The blinds on the side. That's kind of me. I just focus what's in front of me. I never really cared too much about like what so-and-so is doing and, oh, they're doing this and they're getting X amount of views, and I never been about that life, you know, and I think that it's something I'm very glad I've always been like that. I could never, you know, want to be, you know, I never would want to be someone who's just constantly like trying to compare myself to the other people. I just did what I enjoyed. I made commentary that I thought was fun and just being me. And yeah, it's pretty awesome to be at 800,000+ subs. Like that's crazy. And I think at the current rate that I'm growing, it might be 2 or 3 years before I get 1 million, which I would love to get 1 million before I turn 30. That's kind of my personal goal. Again, I'm not huge on the milestones, but I don't know, there's something about 1 million and I want to hit it somewhat soon. Yeah, somewhat soon, because, you know, little personal story. I know there's a battle going on, but I mean, I think it's quite obvious who's gonna win this. So, one of my first fans was my dad. I remember I saved up a ton of money, and this is when I first started. Saved up a ton of money for my computer, and I was a broke college student at the time, and my computer fried. It caught fire. The motherboard, the warranty, you know, I couldn't get a new one for free, and not only did the motherboard fry, but it fried a lot of the you know, the hardware that was connected to it. And my dad actually, you know, he bought me a new computer, and you know, he believed in me before I really even believed in myself, trying to be able to do this, you know, be able to make a channel, and so when I hit 1 million. And hopefully he's not watching this. Sometimes he'll watch my videos. It's so funny. He'll play my videos while he's working. He's like, yeah, you know, just to help you out. I'm like, thanks, Dad. You know. But if I ever hit 1 million, you can actually request 2 golden plaques or whatever, or you can request more plaques. Wait, did they just win? Oh, they just won. The defenders just won, guys. What just happened? Oh my god. You guys are gonna be so mad at me. I was just kind of stuck in my story here. Anyways, what a hell of a defense there. I honestly thought the Carthaginians were gonna easily win that. They must have lost the general and just routed. Like, anyways, what I was saying is I'm gonna pay extra. You can pay extra for more plaques, and I'm gonna give one to my dad at the 1 million mark. That is my goal. And that's honestly one of the biggest motivators, because I just want to get to that 1 million and give him that plaque and for him to have. You know. Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. I kind of ruined that commentary at the end. Well, go back and watch it. Maybe you can see what happened, my idiot. I just assumed it was over. Like, what the hell happened? Anyways, this was sent in by Tezpez. Thank you so much for the battle replay. This was epic. I mean, what a comeback. What a comeback. I didn't think that was possible. I genuinely thought, I think they made a Carthage made a, maybe they should have sent 1 or 2 units on the rear or whatever on the other side there. But yeah, that's gonna conclude today's battle. Wow, what a great battle. This was a great battle, and I assumed it was over. I thought it was over. I was convinced. I was like fast forward, not really fast forwarding, but I was just like mindlessly talking about personal stupid story. All right, well, that's gonna conclude today's battle. I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Appreciate your support, guys. It does mean a lot. This, you know, this has been a dream come true. I am grateful, and I consider this a blessing every time I get to do this for a living. So thank you so much, and I will conclude this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.